Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. We're here at Girls Run These Worlds for episode 4 of our Ballad of Conjurers actual play by Nathan Blades. Yeah, so we're down a player today. Ren wasn't feeling well, but they will be back next week. Um, which is gonna be interesting for them to come back to with everything I have planned today. Speaking of everything I have planned today, I want to go around and let the team introduce themselves and their characters as we normally do. And the unrelated question of the day is what would be the most embarrassing way your character would die? It, what would be the most embarrassing way? And we're gonna start with Gask.
Hello, my name is Gaskinator. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Brazen, our resident silly Billy who has all the important conversations for sure. Brazen, she, they. And I think the most embarrassing way Brazen could die. I think it's something like what had happened in the previous session where she was following the other dog and like got Looney Tunes. I feel like she would easily, like, this is plausible and embarrassing. She would easily get Looney Tunes, like the coyote fall, like she would walk off the edge of a cliff or something, just following this dog, or run into a wall. Who knows? You know, she would get tricked, she would get duped, and
A
that would
traumatic
be the
brain
end of
injury
Brazen.
is essentially
Yeah,
what you're saying. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha,
from
gotcha.
being too trusting.
Traumatic brain energy. Got it. Like I said, not related. Emma, what's up?
Hi everyone, it's me, Emma, or Hamalu on the internet. I use she, they pronouns. I'm playing Rowan today, who uses any and all. They are our Sylvan Fae being. I think in terms of like what would be classed as embarrassing, because it's a tricky thing, because I feel like Rowan doesn't get embarrassed very easily. You know, they have a level of self-confidence that only a Fae can. But given that they are a character who can fly, I feel like the most embarrassing thing would be to die by falling, because you can fly, you idiot.
They flew too high, couldn't
They
come
flew too
back
high,
down.
yeah. Flew too close to the sun. Yeah, I feel like that would be the only thing really embarrassing, because other things that would embarrass people, I feel like wouldn't really bother Rowan. And that's me.
Angela.
Hello there, lovelies. My name is Angela Lemos Morevejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Ileana Leah Camacho, our resident fire burp humanoid. And I would say probably the most embarrassing way for her to go would be, I think I was trying to think about like something super complicated, and I think the simplest thing I can think of would just be she looks up from a book. While she looks up from a book, she's walking somewhere else. She's not paying attention to where she's going, because she is that kind of person, because I used to be that kind of person. She sneezes from having dust just go up in the book, and then she bonks her head and she just passes away from blunt head force trauma.
Again, another traumatic brain energy.
Yes. Yes. Look, her dying while reading would be the saddest thing for her, and also the most embarrassing. She's like, you died because of a book. I'm like, yes.
My goodness. How fun. All right. And last but not least, Fairy.
Hi, I'm Fairy Zarina. I'm non-binary. I go by any and all pronouns. Bree is also non-binary and goes by any and all pronouns. I think the most embarrassing way for Bree to die would be choking on something, since she can technically eat anything. So it would just be sort of a, those moments where you accidentally like choke on water and you forget how to swallow, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta be able to swallow for it to count. Like, there's a joke in there somewhere. Somewhere. Yeah. So anyway, I am a lewd human being, and I will always make terrible jokes when it comes to swallowing. So hey, God, I forgot how to do this for a second. Well, with that, let's go ahead and just let's just jump into this, right? What do you think from last time? I like to hear your thoughts from last session so that I know what stood out to you. Who's got today's recap?
Well, I managed to not have to walk through the woods to the
That's
wizard
true.
cave because using my big brain.
Easy mode.
Easy, right? It's like that. It's like Final Fantasy VII. Could you go up the stairs or go head first through the through the whole thing? Yeah.
Brazen had an excellent conversation with some random dude that who's this?
Yeah, Tube Man.
Tube Man.
Tube Man.
Tubes. Had
Yeah,
a
the
conversation
Tube
with
Man.
Tubes. Yeah. We discovered a lot of very big bits of information, including the fact that Saya's was asked to kill Sandalphon that morning before we arrived. That's kind of a big deal. And we had clones made of us.
Yeah.
Most of us.
Most
had
of you.
Most of us.
Yeah, most of you began the process. Most of you got the cheek swabs done
Yeah.
to get cloned just in case. Who
Well, I
knows?
know Ren's not here, but Ren also got to become an apprentice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apprentice wizard.
Yeah.
Apprentice otter wizard.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
important
otter
distinction.
wizard. Very, very important distinction. It's interesting how that'll come into play eventually. But yeah, what else? What else is really stands up? What else do y'all remember before I get into it, right?
The dog? The implication that what the dog that Brazen followed, who it actually was?
Yeah, a dog angel
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah, dog
Just
angel ghost.
the god of death.
That is appropriate. The dog angel ghost.
It's just Azrael.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I didn't know how you could describe Azrael so succinctly, and yet Gask has once again proven that she can make it both succinct and hilarious at the same time.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
That is definitely Brazen's motto, right? Work smart.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. That's exactly how Brazen operates.
We've been given the opportunity to travel through the ley lines, and we're traveling through the big beefy boy to get to the World Tree. I believe is where we ended.
Yeah, that's where y'all were. Y'all were looking
And we're
to
gonna
go.
do whatever the World Tree says, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Does it say anything? You don't know. You don't know what goes on at the World Tree. It's just this. In fact, you'll see what goes on at the World Tree. It's a bunch of crazy bullshit. So yeah, y'all are in this room, and there's this big ass freaking crystal ley line that's the ley line that goes to wherever the World Tree resides. Saya, in all of her glory, sort of just like holds a hand out, and she says a couple of words in a strange language that some of you may know. I don't know. Does anyone speak like ancient Enochian Hebrew?
Oh yeah, Brazen obviously.
Kind of, just ancient Canaanite languages, celestial of any type. Maybe our Phoenix knows. Like,
Phoenix is awkwardly like, don't you all understand how beautiful this all is? And everyone's like, we don't know it's just all Greek to us.
right? Yeah.
Or whatever the equivalent Greek substitute is here.
And very
How old is
specifically
our
because
resident Fae again as well?
You guys don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know, but would you be
Quite
old enough
old.
to know ancient languages?
Would I be old enough to know ancient languages, Jim?
Yeah, you're old enough to learn some ancient languages. And essentially, like, what this ancient language is, and like what she's saying, and the way that she's saying it just sounds like a basic address to something. Like she's literally just like, because the way that these rules work is that you gotta, like, anyone can travel through the ley lines, but to get to the correct space you have to know the address. Like, sort of thing. So if you don't know the address to a place, you can't get there. But since the ley lines are like Google, so
It's
in
like Google Maps.
yeah.
You just like go into like
Mhm.
Street View mode if you don't know the address.
Yeah.
You're like, that looks right.
Okay,
Like,
you put in some of the coordinates, and then you're like
Yeah.
looking at the ley line coordinates, and you're like, wait, it's not updating. Hold on, wait, turn it around, turn the phone around. There we go. Okay, we're going in the right direction.
So yeah, and this almost like pinkish brilliance engulfs you all, and you are taken, mind and body and soul, into this space, and that is literally the best way to describe it. Like, you are traveling through space and time, and your skin burns in a way that is when you touch something extremely cold, and then it burns in a way as if you were touching something extremely hot. And you have no idea how long you were here and how long it takes, but eventually you come to propelled into solid ground. And as you come and you sort of look around and you see all of your companions, with the exception of Autumn, you are at the base of what most likely is an enormous tree. You're at its roots. And when you look up, there is that brilliance again. And when you look down, it's solid ground. It takes a minute, and I actually would like all of you to roll athletics for me.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, 2 4, so a 4, because I would have been taking the lower.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 5 for me.
Okay.
A 6.
A 6. Excellent. If you did not succeed, I got to open up my actual. I don't have my docs up. I'm sorry. I got really excited, and I was like, we might not even make rolls today. I was like, no, you're gonna make rolls today. What am I talking about? What did you roll, Fairy?
1.
A 1. You
Oh.
take the brunt of it, as you are sort of like swept off of your feet with vertigo. And you can eat anything, Brie, but just because you can eat it doesn't mean it always stays down.
That is fair.
You're eating dirt now.
Yeah. The contents of your last meal are at the base of the world tree. For our 4 and our 5er, very similarly, that vertigo really hits you, and you feel the bile wanting to come up, but you manage to keep it down. And then with our 6 is like, sure, you feel the vertigo, but you are composed, you're on your feet, you're fine. Bree, go ahead and take an HP off, please.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ouchie.
And y'all are here.
given that Rowan's whole thing is wood, like that is their element, this is probably a pretty freaking cool moment for them, seeing like the tree of all trees.
And it's interesting because you just see its roots.
Mm-hmm.
Because you look up and you're like, oh God, is it how tall is this? Like, where does it go? Sort of
Is
thing.
it like really big, wide, beefy boy?
Oh yeah, it's taking up the whole space that you see.
Amazing.
It's it's the like definition of like the tree that pierces the heavens themselves kind of vibes.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh God.
And Saya is there with you. And she looks unfazed. Whether or not she's phased is a completely different story, but she looks unfazed, for the most part. And she's just
we
like
get a phase check.
A phase check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see how phased the rest of us are.
Honestly, like, man, insight
pretty phased
is not a thing. Yeah. If you want to do a check, just roll your acting and maybe you could pick up on something.
Three twos and a 1.
Yeah, you don't pick
Oh,
up
I didn't
shit.
even have to roll 3. That's a 2 and a 1.
Yeah, you don't pick up anything. She looks unfazed as she sort of stands there at the base and is just like staring straight up, and takes a moment before she turns to look at all of you, and she's like, we have to start climbing.
Oh, am I allowed to fly?
Can you?
I mean,
yes.
aren't we high enough already?
No.
Rowan's
We're
gonna
at the
try
base.
just to lift like off their feet, just to make sure that their wings are working after the vertigo.
You can fly, like, but the way that you're flying is at the same pace as if you would climbing.
That's okay. It's just they have like
Yeah.
they literally have twiglet arms.
Yeah.
So upper body strength and such would make climbing difficult for them.
Yeah.
Pace, that's fine. Would be keeping pace
Yeah.
with friends anyway.
Yeah. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you have to earn to get here.
Yeah,
kind of thing, right?
yeah.
Like, just because you're here, like, you're here, you need to be here. Like,
That's fine. They're just gonna start flying and be like,
Mhm.
"Whoa, this is weird. It's like I weigh something." Because I think normally they.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I like the sort of like mythology. I guess it's from Elder Scrolls with their wood elves, where like my bone density is similar to birds, so is actually really light. It makes flying easier, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still like, whoa, weird.
Most of it just call that osteoporosis.
Yeah, maybe there's a bit of that too. Who knows? Yeah.
I'm really proud of the subtitles for like picking up like osteoporosis like properly, even though I most likely can't pronounce it correctly.
Well done. Yeah.
I'm so proud of us.
Mm.
But yeah.
Are we allowed like dig into the tree to climb up?
There's just a shrug.
Do what you gotta do, Brazen.
Wolf! We're gonna just like claw up it, I guess. That's how Brazen can climb it.
Yeah, start climbing. You know?
I can probably carry Bree as well.
Oh yes, please. Because like I have a 1 in athletics, man.
Yeah, don't worry, I got
thrown
you.
up once. I'm probably just gonna fall right off if I try climbing.
Yeah. She sort of lets you all go on like ahead of her. And she will take up the rear because all you gotta do is go up, right? But you know, it's gonna be a climb. This is an opportunity, out of character leave, if y'all wanna do a little character role play, some conversations as you go up. No one's concerned that Autumn's not there. What?
Oh yeah, of course. We don't have our
Yeah, Autumn
other
just
friends.
was not there. Yeah.
Ooh.
I think I'm imagining Leah is just like in response to like not seeing Autumn here. Like everyone who is seeing it, looking in her direction, is just seeing her furiously going through her book. Like she's snapped her fingers and changed the staff back into her notebook again, and is like, is this normally supposed to be? She's like trying to find if she's ever had any notes about teleportation snafus, and is like trying to figure out what happened to our otter.
I think Autumn's just a master wizard and already teleported to the top.
I
I mean,
Brazen, what's it like? What goes on in your head at any given moment?
Hang on, let me check.
yeah.
Whoa, that I almost got lost in there, man.
Like, do we
you know,
faintly hear like carnival music?
Just hear
It's the
a
monkey.
wind blowing.
Monkey with symbols. I mean, you know, that could be a possibility. Brazen's just very optimistic, aren't you, Brazen?
Yeah, I mean,
Love that
Autumn
about you.
became a wizard, right?
Uh,
Wizards teleport. If you were a wizard, why would you not teleport if that was an option?
well, they became an apprentice. Saya, do you know what might have happened to our otter friend? Is there a chance that they just teleported to the top of the tree?
No.
Have they died? Have they like evaporated?
No. It is most likely they just chose not to come.
Oh.
Or the tree didn't want them here.
Oh.
Let's ask the tree. Make sure they're not being stinky about it.
Yeah, what's wrong with our friend?
Yeah.
Are we all like actually just standing there waiting for the tree to give us an
Just like,
answer?
we gotta go
I
off
thought
and
we were
ask,
climbing
yeah.
and talking.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
you're
right,
climbing
right.
and talking. And you know, there's kind of like a moment. Yeah, only one of you did a vibe check. So yeah, it is most likely they were just not meant to be here. That's her answer.
I think Leah very tentatively starts making her way to the tree and start climbing up, making sure to look over at Bree to make sure that Z's handling the climb okay, and then looking over at Rowan to sort of be like, has the like hands up expression of somewhere between guess I'll just die or it's a living, somewhere the emotional expression is somewhere between those two things.
Yeah.
It's like Harold's face all the time. Like
I mean, aside from being a little nauseous still, and having that icky taste in her mouth, Bree's mostly good.
Like, okay, if we're gonna do this, and she like snaps her fingers to turn the notebook back into her staff, and she like looks over at Rowan. Do you need help getting up?
Well, I was just going to fly. It's a little weird to fly at the moment, but I'm not likely to manage climbing. I don't know if you can help with that.
That's why I'm asking. I'm asking directly. Do you need some help with that?
Yeah, I'll accept some help with that.
Like leans in. You really don't have to feel embarrassed about that. Sometimes magic doesn't work. Sometimes there's performance issues. It happens every now and then.
That's not it's not I am able to get off the ground. I don't know if maybe I ate something that made me weigh something. I don't know what's going on. It's like
Food affects magic as well. That this does happen at times.
Maybe.
Was it the tea we had?
Maybe. It's strange. It's like there's a different kind of gravity here. But you know what? I don't mind it if I have to struggle to get up there. I'm still gonna try, right? I mean, this is the tree of all trees. This is like a proper, I don't know if religious is the right word for it, but it's like a religious experience for me. Me and I don't normally do like God stuff, but tree stuff I do.
You are experiencing the center of creation.
Oh, well, when you put it that way.
I'm currently digging my claws into the center of creation.
Which feels appropriate, you know.
Yeah.
Listen, I think I will just continue to fly. It is my mode of transport and my own way of making my way up there, because I don't climb trees, I climb people. And just starts flying. It's fine.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, all I was gonna. You just hear Leah just very faintly, Rowan, as you start going. She's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'm taller than Rowan. I feel like that would be adequate to climb. I don't know if that's what
I'd
they
climb
meant."
you too. And just keeps going.
Just there, just the red, orange, and yellow color scheme just grows redder each second that passes as she just starts climbing up.
Mhm.
Sexual innuendo.
Yep. I told you,
Continue.
dick jokes. Dick jokes.
That was an in-character comment, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was an in-character response.
Yep. Just to kind of see like who is ahead of people and stuff like that. Everyone just roll me a d6, please, and tell me your numbers.
D6. 5.
3.
2.
I got to roll my pretty prismatic glass on.
What you
I
got?
have Orcacon dice. Your argument is invalid.
2.
Nice.
You're it makes sense. Brazen's carrying you. Yeah, so despite the fact that even though that like you're not flying as you should, Rowan, you're still slightly ahead of everyone else.
Mm.
Maybe that's just because like it's literally less movement and less energy for you to move, right? Like there's less obstacles in the way. Like
Mhm.
sometimes your friends might slip a little bit because it's oddly damp. Or they might get their paw caught in a mangled root. There's no leaves, by the way, if you haven't, no leaves whatsoever. It's just this brown everywhere with the exception of the brilliance. So as you're sort of like ahead of everyone, something starts to feel familiar to you. There is a tinge of chaos. And it's a chaos that is so pure that the last time you were around it, you needed every bit of it within you. And you got that. And that feeling is there again. And this chaos that you as like a fey creature, it's almost like a drug hit, right?
Mm.
It's the best way to describe it. It's like you got it one time and you're like, oh man, it's there again. They're there again. And it's ahead of you.
Rowan feels rejuvenated and excited by this and that feeling. It's like get a little energy boost. It's sort of like when you're playing Mario and you get the star and you kind of, you get yeah. And like sparkly lights, maybe even there's like a shimmer around Rowan as they're flying, as that sort of prismatic, chaotic energy starts to like seep into them.
You try to go a little bit faster to get to it sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The rest of you notice that, and it's actually kind of something that just happens. You're like, oh, I'm rejuvenated. And you start to move faster and more excitedly. And like now Rowan is almost a few, like, is ahead of y'all, like ahead of y'all. And it's like, what? Just wait and see if there's a reaction from any three of you before I continue.
This is noticeable to everybody, right?
Yeah, everyone
Like-
notices this change in Rowan and them moving faster up. Yeah.
Brazen
wonder
just
what
thinks it's a
Rowan's going.
race.
Oh.
Let's go!
I'm just gonna grab on tighter to the furs.
Don't worry, you have like a rope tied like around you and then on me, and then if you fall off, you're just gonna be
A Bree backpack.
yeah.
I
Freak
love
pack.
this.
So cute and whimsical.
Yeah. Very whimsical.
Just I'm just having the music from the Never Ending Story just flashing through my mind as this is happening, except it's a wolf. Um,
Yeah.
I think Leah is just slightly alarmed and admittedly more worried. She's showing more worry than I think she's aware she's experiencing and can acknowledge, and is just like hurriedly starting to scrabble up to keep up with Rowan. She's like, Rowan is doing things.
Rowan is shimmering.
Mm-hmm.
This could go very bad or very good. Either way, I would like to be closer to them in order to to understand what's going on.
Yeah. Continue this climb, and again, Rowan, you're head of the pack, and as you climb and you go closer and closer into the heavens. The tree itself, the very trunk of this tree, cuts off as if it's been sawed off. There's a lot that's going to go on here. That's like the first thing you notice about it. And sort of towards the side, there's like a little ash sapling, just slightly grown out of it, no taller than Bree. It's like, oh, that's not what I expected. And then what in the phone cops is happening? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Somebody just throwing those Tales of Symphonia references at me. That's a deep cut. And that's, but the most noticeable aspect of what's going on is that there is this ginormous body splayed out of an angel. It's doubt, and I mean, like, it takes up like, and I mean this tree is the tree is huge. It's like it could be the size of like a continent or as small as an island. Like, but it seems to almost engulf this space, and it's it has two wings. It has a metal helmet. It's doused in armor. And sitting upon its chest, reading a very large book, an angel-sized book, like, is another figure, cloaked in almost like a gesture-like outfit, with a mask with no mouth and a hood over its face. And at its side, a banjo. And it looks up at you over the book, and it's like, drawls out, Mama, has it been some time?
Hello.
Hello.
I'll just like touch down so that my feet are touching the tree, but like wings are still ready to go if I need to fly.
The rest of you begin to crawl over the edge of the trunk, joining Rowan. You see this scene before you.
Who are you? Who are they? Is this the angel look like the one that's with the helmet and what have you? Is it laying down?
It's laying down as if it just got the shit beat up out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
who are you? And who is that?
Why, that's the angel of knowledge, Raziel, who is normally at the roots of this tree.
Uh-huh.
Conjurer of its will.
Uh-huh.
And that book that's almost as big as he is sort of shrinks to something that's more palatable to his size. And he holds it up when he says will.
Okay. And you said have we met?
Yes, I do believe so. You're the one that was quite needy when I came and stowed my essence. It is interesting. I always do enjoy seeing how different creatures react to chaos. You've been my favorite so far, I'd have to say.
Oh. I feel lots of complicated feelings about that.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your friends?
Sure. Although I did ask who you were and you didn't introduce yourself.
He just
Tit-
chuckles.
Tit for tat?
You may call me the Faceless One.
Evocative.
Hmm.
I'm Rowan. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, I'll let you guys do that.
Hi, I'm Bree. It's been a little bit of a rough go getting up here. Kind of, to be honest, would prefer to be on the ground. This is way out of my comfort zone.
I'm Brazen. Hello. I climbed the tree good, I think. Sorry if that hurt or anything. I don't know if you can feel. You're the tree, but you're not the tree.
Oh no, I am definitely not Yggdrasil.
Okay,
Or
sweet.
I
So you
am
didn't
soft.
feel that.
No, don't you worry yourself.
My name is Ileana. Are they alive? Looking over at the one who's been knocked the fuck out. She's just like looking over like, this doesn't look good.
Oh, it's fine. Raziel's just, let's just say, an embodiment of order and an embodiment of chaos tend to crash. I won out.
So is your buddy who's knocked out over there, Razriel, is that his name? Anyway, is he?
I love it. Mhm.
um, is he like the chaos or the order version of, or order half of whatever you two are together?
I'm not a half of anything. I have to get my southern drawl back on. I'm not a half of anything.
Okie
I'm
dokie.
Raziel here simply writes the will of the world tree down in this, and he holds up the book as it comes to him.
Uh-huh. And you're what I felt climbing up this tree then, huh?
Well, yes.
And I've felt that before.
It has been some time.
Yeah, it has. Uh-huh. Just kind of looks at the others and then looks away awkwardly. Well, you listen. I did not appreciate how you left.
Okay.
You could have said goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, fabulous. Okay, cool. What are you doing here? Why did you come here and fight the person that takes down the will of the tree? How are you involved in all this?
Cosmos is a balance. And it's just come time that the angels' balance is a little too much. I'm just here to right some wrongs.
Okay.
And he opens the book wide and just sort of flips through a couple pages and takes out a pen. And you see him, what looks like just scratches something out. And when he does that from behind you, you hear Saya scream. And she clutches her ears as if something loud is being heard by her, only her. And she just falls to her knees.
Oh, what are you doing? What did you do?
I just took someone off the list.
Maybe we should stop playing with the book there. That doesn't seem like it's a good thing to be playing with.
You look dead, by the way. Is she just straight up dead?
No, she's alive. She is alive and just like holding her head, like as if something super loud is screaming into her ears.
Who did you take out of there? What list are you talking about?
The list that is for her. And he just writes.
Is she still screaming?
Closes the book. She's not screaming anymore, but she's holding her head still, and there is this very you know that I'm thinking of that scene, like the juxtaposition scene that you see in anime where someone is in so much pain that the color leaves their eyes and it's just like the outline of their eyes and there's that slight vibration to it. Yeah, there's that.
One of you should check on her, Rowan says, as they get closer to this faceless one.
Mm-hmm.
Leah's immediately like running over to Saya and trying to like check on her.
Do you touch her?
Yeah.
The moment that you touch her, you feel this electrifying radiance course through your veins, and you were thrown back. You were not dead, but you were thrown back. Oh, I wouldn't do that while she's trying to reset. He says.
Reset? What do you mean? I'm trying to get closer to him in this book.
Right, he is on top of a giant angel.
That's fine, doesn't matter. I'm gonna
probably
fly up there.
It's like 40 feet up, like sort of thing.
Brazen is like sticking behind Rowan just in case shit goes
Yeah.
south.
I'm gonna go check on Ileana and Saya. I'm not gonna touch Saya though, because not a good idea.
Give her a moment. I am the new guardian of the will, he says.
But you don't seem to be doing a very good job.
Good is subjective.
Why? Why do you want that?
Oh, what? I'm simply here because I was summoned.
By whom?
Creation itself.
Creation itself wanted you to become the guardian of the well.
In my hand, don't I?
So the tree wanted this?
Sure.
Okay. Why is she resetting?
Saya is, and always has been, a weapon. And yes, eventually she won't be. In fact, I imagine after today, she most definitely won't.
She won't be because she'll be dead, or won't be because you'll have reprogrammed her?
Because I filled out the last lines of her pages.
Ooh.
That doesn't really answer my question.
What did you write in there?
Names.
That she has to kill?
Bree, you feel suddenly lighter as the iron pan from your backpack has been ripped from your back and is whirled into the air, turning into shards, and is kicked by Saya and propelled into Rowan's back.
Wait, can Brazen was behind Rowan? Can Brazen like block that in any way? Like
Brazen, her hand went through you to get to the pan.
Well, that's not good.
So
Bree is both
I have
torn.
shards of iron pan have just come in through my back. Is that what I'm hearing?
Propelled through your back and out of your chest.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, that's a quick way of affecting a Fae being, is putting iron into them.
And you fall.
Cut through like ribbons.
Brazen,
mm-hmm.
you feel an odd sensation of familiarity
Yeah.
as your
Doesn't happen often.
no, as you are taken out the same way as your clan leader was.
Heart ripped out?
Heart ripped right out.
Oh dang, that is embarrassing. Copycat much.
this is what we're focusing on, not the dying part, just that it was a copycat.
Yes.
Yikes. No one's even gonna remember this one. They're gonna be like, oh, Brazen, copycat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Brazen was full on charging after Rowan went down.
This
Got their heart yoinked.
heart that is in her hand is then stuffed down Bree's throat and held there, blocking off your air path.
How do you prove?
And Leah, you're just laying there on your back from being electrocuted as you look up at her. Her body is shivering, her face blank. And she does that very, very creepy head turn as you are the last one.
So, just to make sure I'm aware, my 3
Mhm.
companions are dead, like just full dead, right?
It was in the blink of an eye.
Hey, Brazen might be twitching a bit. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's not like a dog being cute when they're like doing sleepies and they're just like trying to like pet the floor. You're just straight up dead. I think uh yeah, I'll go with this. I think Leah's whole body just starts slowly erupting into flame, and she's feeling something come out of her that she hasn't had experience in a very long time. I think there's just this constant like repetition from her and of going, oh no, please, not again. No. I can't lose people again. No. I can't lose people. No. I can't have this come out again. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. No. Please stop. No. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Please don't be gone. Please don't be gone.
Without being unbothered by this burning body that you have, she just walks over and sort of stands over you, kind of like each leg on each side of the body, and looks down at you. And she crushes your skull with her fist. And your body turns to ash. And Rowan, there's still a bit of consciousness as you're sort of that last one to fade. You hear in that drawl, it's like, good. Exactly what needed to happen. And all of you are dead. And we're gonna
Okay,
take a
guys, bye.
break
Great
now.
stream.
Yeah, we're good, everybody. It's time for a break.
Guys.
It is time for our break, please, producer. We're gonna... Hey everyone, we are back after our break. We had a very intense moment before. Frying pans fell and everyone died.
Yep. That is true.
Thank you, Raiders, by the way, for joining us today. So just to let everyone know who just you just missed some murders, an assassination, so to speak, happened. And I kind of want to keep the camera in that moment with all of your bodies, with the exception of Leah's body, lying there. The faceless one, Atu, sometimes he is called, slides down and sort of stands with Saya over Leah's ashes. And he takes a couple of a small vial, and he scoops up a little bit of it, and he hands it to her. And he goes, that should speed up Ulysses' process. I'll take the rest. And Leah's ashes are wisped into a bag. And we go to Leah. Your essence, just in this strange existence in space. Very similar to how it was when you were traveling the ley lines. You were engulfed in your own fire as you perish for the first time of your existence. But you notice as you're there, your existence is still present. But it's not just yours. You feel another radiance with you. The radiance you were born from. What does this look like for you?
No, just quickly change out glasses. This is a different incarnation of her, so
Yeah.
the benefit of having keeping your old pairs of glasses, people. So she feels in this like nexus sort of existence, like she feels what she came from.
Yeah.
I think it's not something visual at first in terms of her existence. I think it's almost like a bird cry. There's like it's like the first cry of like a child being born. It's equivalent to that. But it's like it like echoes out, and it's that strange space of both feeling extremely beautiful but also extremely terrifying, because it's a beautiful melody coming out, but it feels like it's very pained, because rebirth, whatever this existence in place is, it feels, I don't know what's going on. And that's the worst thing for Leah to have to deal with, is confusion and not having control.
Feel yourself that has been pulled apart to billions and billions and billions of particles that were once your body, that were once your essence. And you start to feel it reconstruct. It's a little bit different though. You reconstruct in this cosmic space. Not as yourself, not as a bird, but as a steed, as a horse. And you know you have to keep going. You have to keep going, Nightingale.
I just have that one impulse. Just I have to keep going.
Yeah. To keep going forward. You have to come back.
I
Until
gallop.
you aren't with you.
I run. I do whatever I can. I don't
You
stop.
run. As you continue to run with your brilliance and your radiance across the cosmos, you feel something behind you. Something dangerous. Something jealous. Something that doesn't want to be replaced. And it wants to stop you before you reach the end.
Don't look back. I keep going.
We cut to as you run towards the light, whatever that is, whatever that means. Cut to Brazen.
Do I also
Pause.
do I also need to do a costume change?
Huh?
Do I need to do a costume change?
You want to. You want to. Put some ears on. It's good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. God.
So I'm dead, was it?
Oh, you're so fucking dead right now. It's not even
Oh, it's
funny.
we're really emotional right now. Okay.
Yeah, incredibly dead and emotional.
Oh yeah.
You are a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a werewolf. You're not a person. You're a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel in between your toes and your paws this very cold earth. Earth that, despite being on the surface, feels like it's never been close enough to a sun to generate heat. And you look around and you look up and you realize there's no atmosphere. There's only space. There aren't stars. Because you're the heavenly body that is revolving around your world, the first world. So because this is the center of creation, the furthest back you can get, the closest point of the universe, there's no stars. All you see is your own world, which is flat.
Whoa! Knew it!
What? I love it. I love it. Which is it's still a sphere, but the way, like, in the fact that there is like an atmosphere at the top, and you see the topograph of your world, right? And beneath it you see the spires of ground sort of going towards the bottom of the sphere, which is just like an underground ocean, and the roots of the world tree, and you only see its roots engulf it. in that pink brilliance. And every now and then you even see just little pings of that brilliance leave and come back and leave and come back. Like something traveling the ley lines.
Can I move at all in this state?
Yeah, absolutely. You can walk anywhere on the moon that you want.
Oh, Brazen isn't walking. Brazen's running. See how fast I can get to
Yeah.
the other side.
The moon is not flat. The moon is round.
Yeah, so like to see how
Yeah.
fast I can do a loop then.
Yeah, you just start looping around and around and around. And it's interesting because as you loop, you see behind you the shadow of the moon wane. As like the cycle of the moon starts to wane as you run, and that shadow just stays with you as you just run, and you seem like you just run around this
Oh, I think I'm
moon.
racing the shadow and that I'm absolutely winning.
And you're winning. You're totally
I'm
winning.
winning! And I can't stop now or else I'll stop winning.
You are winning. And before and as you run, you feel something, you hear something next to you, and it is another wolf. And it is much larger than you are. Like, it's the size of an elephant. And it's running alongside you.
Do I get the sense that I wouldn't be winning if it was running at full speed?
No.
Okay.
It seems to want to stay with you.
Can I communicate in this form?
You can try.
Okay, I look at the wolf and I just go, does that work?
As you do that,
Yeah?
upon this wolf's body, millions of eyes open up to look at you.
Yo. Okay, not expected, but that we can work with that.
And when they close, they're no longer a wolf, but a bear.
Still the same size?
Yeah.
It's pretty big then. Still pretty big for a bear.
It's an elephant-sized bear. And then it runs again, and it's a tiger for the next cycle. And it runs again, and it's a raccoon, and then a fox, and then several different, and you start to like get this interesting feeling of like, oh, these are all of the lycanthrope races on the first world. You're on the waning moon. You're in the domain of the angel of the waning moon, Serial, the guardian of lycanthropes. Basically, you're God.
I think reason is this cycle still continuing? Like, how quickly
As
is this
long
cycle?
as you continue to run, it follows the shadow and the angel.
Okay, I think once it turns back into like wolf form again,
Mm-hmm.
how do I put it? How can I do this without stopping? Because I'm thinking of, you know, that thing that the like play pose the dogs do, like their front paws go down but up in the air,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like, let's
Yeah.
play, like let's start chasing each other and like doing this together. I think.
When you do that, on its face, again, a hundreds of curious eyes opening up on its face. And it gets down and it rears its rear end up in the same pose as Eva.
And I try and chase it.
It happily runs away from you and lets you chase it.
We just reverse the moon cycle.
Yes. Anyone who is on the planet right now is really confused. Incredibly confused.
It wouldn't be
And-
the first time Brazen's confused an
Yes.
astronomer.
That is phenomenal. But as you're doing that, and who knows for how long that you're doing it for, it could be minutes, it could be hours, it could be years, you hear the echo of a bird crying.
What's that?
Everything stops.
Uh-oh.
Your god looks down at you. It doesn't say anything to you so much as you feel these words.
Classic god stuff.
Classic god stuff. You don't have to go. If you don't want to, you can stay with me.
Brazen's trying very hard to think back. This is very difficult for them. And it's just thinking, like, trying to exude this in body language, thoughts, anything they can get across. But, like, if I go, can I come back?
The very pregnant pause in this timeless place that you are. I might not be here when you do.
Oof.
When you and it woofs back at you and it echoes across the cosmos. Yeah. Whether I stay here might be your decision.
Do you like it here, though? Like, would you want to stay here?
Looks at not just your world, but you feel as if it's looking at everywhere else the domain of Serial resides, where other people like you in other worlds exist, some as happily as you do and some not so happily. I would like to keep watch, it says to you.
I mean, if it ever gets boring, you could always try and make the moon phases go up and down instead of side to side. That would be fun.
No response, just looks down at you with all of its eyes.
Yeah.
You hear that scream.
Yeah.
It says, if you're going to go, now is the time.
Yeah, I think I gotta. But this was a lot of fun. I feel like you should have fun more. You can watch and have fun.
Bree.
Yes.
Your back feels hot.
Okay. Is it on fire? Am I on fire?
You're not on fire, but you are definitely in a frying pan.
Well, that's not good.
But despite the fact that it's hot, it's not like you're in pain.
But I'm still in a frying pan,
But you're still in a frying pan.
which means I'm probably going to be eaten by somebody. Generally, that's what frying pans are used for.
And this... Hold up. Hold up. Give me a second. I had it here for a second. I got it. You look up and there's this sky, this space, this world that looks like an aurora borealis when it comes to colors and experiences and things that you've never seen before. And it smells wonderful. And then coming into your view is the face that you've seen a few times before. But not the face. It's where the face should be.
So there is no
The
face?
chef. So there is no face. But there should be a face. And you imagine that face, and there should be a face. But there is a giant chef hat and and elongated ears. And this hand reaches into the pan and pries you from the cast iron. Again, it doesn't hurt, but you feel your flesh peel from it.
That would... I think Bree is just stuck in this sort of like stuck in like her body and just like all of the sensations and sights and smells and sounds that she's sort of, yeah, she's just trying to take it all in.
This is the purest, truest cosmic form of this being that has been granting you its powers very slowly. And you feel the need to stand in the palm of this thing's hand. Do you?
Yeah, I'll stand up in the palm of its hand with my drippy flesh and stuff.
Yeah, your flesh is just dripping from your body and melding into this being's and forming a puddle of ichor at your feet. Pile of ichor that seems to have the night sky shining through it. What is your favorite food in the world?
Roasted radishes.
There is now a roasted radish in your hand.
Is it safe to eat the roasted radish? Can I ask the giant god chef guy if it's...
You can ask it whatever you want. It's you ask it, is it safe to eat?
Yes.
Again, I mean, you don't know what Bree's an experience, but there are no actual words that this cosmic being, this elder creature gives you. you're not even sure if it's an angel. You're pretty sure it's not an angel. It is older than the angels. It's older than Rowan. The only thing close to its age might have been the thing that was sitting upon Raziel's form, writing your name in a book. And you get the feeling that even if it wasn't safe to eat, you still want to do it.
I mean, that's kind of Bree's vibes all around anyway. So yeah, we'll just pop it in our mouth. Be like, okay, well, whatever.
Your teeth bear down into this radish that is roasted and is seasoned with an orgasmic amount of flavors that you've never experienced before in your life. And the juices stick to your mouth and drip down your chin and merge with the ichor that was once your flesh and into the stars. And it is the most coming to Jesus moment you've probably ever had. As I said, coming. Jesus is in the cosmos right now. Don't bring me into this. And I don't want anything to do with that Eldritch horror. And there is a boost that you feel to your existence as you feel like you are growing and being put back together. And you hear a bird screaming into the distance of the cosmos.
I'm gonna ask the chef, the almighty cosmic chef, if I am able to figure out where the sound is coming from and go that way, because I have a feeling it's my friend, and Bree would like to save her friends if possible.
And you get that sensation of, it is time to go. You don't have to go, but you should, if that is your wish.
Yeah, I probably should go check on my friend. Can I have some extra radishes to go, though? Because those were really good.
The recipe for roasted radishes is now in your hand.
Hooray!
Of cosmic radishes is now within your grasp. Rowan,
Yes.
you just don't ever know how you came into existence. You just began. You were born out of, or began out of chaos, as most Fae are. In fact, Yggdrasil isn't even where you began. It isn't where the Fae started. But you were here. When you were brought here, it's where those memories start. And you sort of see, as you stand in the cosmos, in between where you began and the first world. You hear that drawl. I'm so sorry it had to go down like that, darling.
Are you really sorry?
Yes.
Why?
Because it should have happened differently and sooner without your involvement. Should have never came to you that one time. It sealed your fate. And I knew it on that day.
You are the reason I left my domain. I didn't realize at the time it was sealing this particular fate. But you did? You knew this had to happen?
The balance of the cosmos is a tricky thing. Order had gotten itself too uppity.
Mhm.
The rules became too stringent. Chaos became too subtle.
Mm.
And because of that, I was called. Eventually, something will be called to stop me. When I become too much, we become too much.
Didn't think this was possible.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
What does
Yeah,
Rowan see? Oh, carry on. No, carry on.
Yeah, his last words was like, it's beautiful, isn't it? Being at the edge of everything.
Yeah. I was rather enjoying getting the chance to be in the middle of everything. You know, you spend your life being big and powerful, but I wanted to be small and interesting.
The time to stay small has passed. But your time to be interesting continues. What you see before you, you realize in that moment that had you seen it while alive, you would have lost yourself and your mind and your sanity and your being. Before you is a figure, and at first you see that similar figure of what the Faceless One was to you. This god with no face, this Elder One with no face, in gesture robes, playing a banjo. The sound of that banjo is playing The Middle by Jimmy Eat World, oddly enough.
Oh, nice. I'm glad that is sounding the end of my time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like beneath those clothes begin to transpire tentacles.
Nice.
And this his head stretches His body stretches and forms in this, his closed hair and this maw that is not like our own mouth, but vertical, opens wide with this tongue. This is what chaos is. It is old and eldritch and unstoppable. And you feel these tentacles wrap around your ankles and slightly snake up your body, around you and your limbs gently. You could stay here with me forever. You can always be a part of me.
Is that something you want?
Oh, yes. I'm a selfish creature.
It's good to know I still got it.
You hear the cry of a bird. But I do believe you still have some chaos to bring yourself.
Yeah. I've seen and done a lot of very interesting things in my over 2 millennia now. But these people are so precious to me. And even if it's the last thing I do, I would never leave them.
The tendrils unravel from you.
I think Round is gonna create just before that, or like while that's happening, and create a flower that's nothing like anything that exists. It's filled of like every single color and then 1800 other colors that don't actually exist. Just something so purely and beautifully chaotic, and just kind of sits it into one of the little tentacle loops. You know, just so you remember me, you know.
He reaches out with this hand, this claw that is as Icarus and chaotic and as large as existence, and it just takes that flower and its form shrinks back into what you know it as. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Leah, you're running. You're running so fast as this thing trails behind you. Trying to catch up with you, but there is, every time it's about to get you, this force. Something that answers your call. and it just grips it back. Every time it grips it back. And you seem like you were running in a single place as your body continues to try to escape. And this thing doesn't seem like it's running, but you are there. It is twilight. It is right there. And you know if you go through it, you will be reborn. But you can't quite get there. What is holding you, Leah, back from daybreak?
I feel this force is trying to keep me from moving on. Do I have that right?
It's you. You are the force. What is that force? What is your hesitation?
What if I hurt everybody? What if what I am is terrible and shouldn't exist? What if everything about it will always be fire? It will always be destruction. It will always mean life will be smothered, as mine should have been long ago.
No. You can't smother what you are. You can't smother with the thing what Elijah desires to be, but can't. Hand reaches forward through twilight. You take it.
Every part of me erupts into fire, and it burns, and I reach out to grab it.
The hand grasps around you and pulls you through. And you feel the same feeling that you got almost when you died, but the opposite of it. As you were thrust back into life. Your consciousness swells. The sun beams upon you, and your body is atop of that of a giant pyramid overlooking the valley that you crossed with your friends. You are the nightingale. You are the phoenix. And you are being worshipped at this moment as the entire city of Ran is at your feet. But you know that you are still not safe. But you can't do it alone. And I know it's super early, but I'm going to end it here.
Ooh.
yeah, I think we're gonna wrap that up. Like,
I can do a few more laps around the moon if you want to kill time.
yeah. Yeah. Is everyone okay? Are you okay, Angela? You're a little
I'll
check
get
it up on
back to you in a
everyone.
second.
No problem. I want to thank everyone for coming and showing up. As we went through death and fever dreams and rebirth. What's going on with everyone else is how we're going to start off next session. Also, whatever's going on with our dear friend, our dear otter wizard. They had their own time, and we'll start that off. And that's probably why we're ending it a little bit early, because I had one less person, so there was one less fever dream to narrate. But yeah, y'all are all gonna come back to life in some goop. But this, let's go ahead. You, just to kind of get some housekeeping done, all of you take both an extra ability, your third ability, and two points to spread upon your stats.
Ooh. Nice.
No fooling.
No fooling.
Okay.
No fooling.
Dope.
But
That was 2 points, right?
2 points and a new ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 points. Yeah. 2 points. I actually have to go look at what the what I have to advertise this time. But at that moment, we do have the other end of session stuff where it's like, hey, what are your feelings on your death and your fever dreams, everyone? Like, and we'll just start from like the beginning, who I started with, who was our, well, not Leah, because you just went again, but we'll go with Brazen first. So Brazen, what is your inner monologue looking now as you're running across the cosmos towards your own twilight?
Well, first off, me, the player, once you introduce the big wolf, or like once you introduce the like waning of the moon happening while I was running around it, I was like, whoa, like the stories where the wolf eat the moon, but I'm too little to eat it. I'm too little. And then the big wolf came, and I was like, they're big enough to eat it. But yeah, I think, like Brazen's truly a character that doesn't necessarily, like, you always have the like, do they think with their head or their heart? I think Brazen thinks with their spine. It's just a bundle of nerves and instincts, baby, and they're charging, as fast as they can go, towards the scream, because like, I don't know, that's just where their instincts are taking them, and that I think that's what Brazen trusts most in the world of angels and giant snails, and like how confusing it can all be, is just like, yeah, something in me is telling me I gotta go to this place, so I gotta go. Something in me is telling me to run across the moon, we're gonna run, So I think that's how Brazen's seeing it. But they hope they can get back one day, hopefully, because that was fun.
Maybe you'll be in charge of it one day, Brazen. That is a terrifying thought. Holy shit.
Astronomers will never be safe again.
Never be safe again. Maybe we'll put you on a different moon. Bree, where are you at as you are going towards your own twilight?
So I'm assuming that the cosmic chef gave me something to ride on, because You know what? I'm not sure how you float off.
You can just
into
fly. Like, in fact, you might even just be like flying in the flying pan, just scooting across the
Okay, that sounds
cosmos.
cool. Like a
And-
little flying
It
carpet
like-
frying pan type deal.
Yes, that's
I'm
exactly
digging
what
it.
you're doing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bree feels a little guilty because her frying pan did, in fact, kill her smoking buddy and bestie there, Rowan. A flying pan, if you will. Yes, that is very good, and I appreciate that very much. Bree feels guilty because she accidentally killed Rowan. Not that she meant to, or it's really her fault, but she still feels guilty because, like,
He didn't
she
kill
had
her at
something
all.
that could theoretically kill Rowan, and under
Mhm.
most circumstances it wouldn't, but this one it did. She's not terribly psyched about dying. Would have preferred not to. Was very psyched about meeting a giant cosmic eldritch chef. That was probably going to be the highlight of her entire lifetime. Or 2 lifetimes, I guess, in this case.
Of your
And
unlife, even.
huh?
Of your unlife, even at this
Exactly.
at that point.
Just all of
Yeah.
the lives. Best point.
Mhm.
And she really wants to get back to Leanna to make sure she's okay, because she doesn't want to hear her friends crying or upset, and is on the way with snacks.
With cosmic turnips.
Yep, with my Harvest Moon power berries.
Mhm. Rowan, what is your state now? Your
Ugh.
state of mind.
Rowan, Rowan, as we're figuring out, is an incredibly old being and has likely seen a lot. And typically for the Fae, they don't tend to form strong attachments, certainly not to little beings that are mortal and what have you. But these people that they have met have just completely shifted Rowan's worldview, and what Rowan had left for originally is now realizing freaky eldritch being like, you know what, tentacles, I'm into it. But I think yeah, they're, whatever they do and whatever they're kind of driving towards, their thoughts are just with these people, and the sound of Leah, who we're assuming is Leah, crying out. Yeah, it's like a proper little siren call for Rowan. And it comes save their girl. So yeah, that's where they're at.
Go.
Gotta go.
Yeah. Leah. How is she doing?
That sound, if it caught up in any way on the mic, that's roughly where she's at and where I'm at, because I had so many feelings about all of that. I think she's the whole like moment back and like moment after moment of like watching people die, of feeling the enormity of the cosmos, of feeling exactly what she is, and like just having it, for me, the player, it was just a thousand different variations of like different movies and such, and different shows I've watched where someone has said you can run from it, you can try and hide it all you want, but you can never ever fully deny what you are. You can try it, but it's never gonna sit, it's never gonna stick. And for her, she's just flashing back, I think, to a moment where she was young, where she couldn't save somebody. Like she felt all of that fire coming out of her that was going to help somebody, and she was like too scared because it felt like losing control. And now it coming all out and having to say yes to herself is the most impossible thing in the world that she's being asked to do, and she's doing it because she has to.
And I want to be very clear about the imagery of what's happening. You are a Dawn Beast-sized bird being worshipped right now.
A Dawn what sized?
A Dawn Beast size, like a kaiju-sized bird.
Cool. This was not an outcome I expected.
Yeah, that is the year when you looked at when you were looking down from your point of view from your face.
I might need bigger snacks.
Rowan's gonna have to learn how to use climbing skills, clearly.
Rowan beat me to a joke. I was about to say Breeze is already enough of a snack as is, and then nope, Rowan decided to beat me to it. Oh yeah.
Literally. All right. So, with that, we have giveaway and announcements, correct? We didn't get to do any of those last time because we were cut off from the internet. So I'll go ahead. So far, Girls Run These Worlds got a couple things that we do here. Lots of things. I'll fim forward. Is that first of all, remember that on Mondays we have a sponsored game for Rangers of the North, which is a Lord of the Rings series that is focused on teaching free leagues, publishing One Ring 5e system. So be sure to come on Monday, and I do believe it's Sarah that runs that. I've been able to catch it a couple of times. I haven't gotten all of the VODs yet. Always remember that our zines are on sale right now through July 13th. Well, never mind. That was yesterday, not today. Other things that are happening, let's look. It looks like we've got a couple of things. Oh, on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, there's Roll for Luck, where you join a long-running anchor show for this Sapphic homebrew world. It's kind of wonderful. And yeah, and then we'll back here. We got 2 more episodes, and we'll be back here on Friday. As for me, I'll do my outro later. Who won? Let's get those.
I did put it up earlier. We have our own fantastic resident wonder and cast member from the Roll for Luck group. We had our own Madam Ava has been the one to win the drawing.
Nice.
So we will get in touch with you through Twitter and such to do that, to get you your copy of this fantastic game, which has prompted so many existential crises for me as a person.
Good. Excellent. Very good. So yeah, congratulations to our winners, and yeah, let's just do outros. What's up, everyone? My name is Valdranth of Rosary on the internet. You can find me all over the internet as Valdranth or Valdranth TTRPG on the new Threads app, which I'm starting to navigate. I'm on hiatus from my own producing at my own channel right now, so there's no shows going on my channel. However, I'm still looking for GMs for my Extra Life event in September, and for backups as well, because sometimes we need backups. I'm at the point where we don't even have backups. So if you have like an idea and you want to run for charity, send me a holler. If Arnica lets me, I'll even share the form directly into chat here in a little bit. If y'all just want to go straight to the Google form, I produce that, I run that. It is 9 days, 3 days, 9 games. It's a fun time. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then on this Sunday, I will be over on Sword and Key playing Sabrina Bay. My character just is the first character that saw the Crown of the Void, so she's having her own existential eldritch crisis happening right now. Yeah, that's me. Everybody else, what are you doing? Where can we find you? Gask, go.
Hello, my name is Gaskinator. I'm here. I'm also other places. I don't have anything to shout out because I'm pre-recording things at the moment that haven't been like fully out yet. But shout out to my cat.
Yes, we always shout out to kitties.
Her name is Patches, and she's my angel. Okay.
Oh
my
man,
time.
how many eyes does she have?
Just the two, and they're cute and adorable, and I love her.
Excellent. All right, Emma.
It's me, Emma, Homily on the internet. My cats are sleeping right now, so I can't put them on screen, but they're Frey and Loki, who are aptly named after gods. It's appropriate for this game. You can find me here with the last couple of episodes of this wonderful series. I imagine you will be seeing me usually GMing and or playing at Val's Extra Life, because that's my home. And in 2 weeks' time, you will also see me here as a cast member on the next Aliens TTRPG. So that's very exciting.
That's
Where-
so exciting.
Yeah, because listen, if there's anything I love more than fantasy stuff, it's horror. And boy howdy is that a horror game.
true.
Yeah, so it's a wonderful game with Fiona as the GM again. And yeah, so you'll see me here in 2 weeks' time. Woo!
Awesome. All right, Angela.
Hello there, fantastic people. My name is Angela Lemos Mugravejo. I have been delighted to be existentially panicking as Leah here. You can find me both serving as the creative director for Girls Write These Worlds, which is the publishing house wing of the These Worlds org as a whole, and also starting back up on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. EST. We're getting into the second half of our run of Afterlife Wandering Souls, where we are doing our Hotel Nexus series, where our group just ended up essentially seeing an Earth-based and a sea-based kaiju about to entirely destroy a seaside port town. Oh, and 2 of the party members are passed out and have no means of communicating with people right now. So that's a thing. So good times. I'm excited to get back to that and just keep doing this series that's going to end after 2 more weeks, which I'll be sad, but oh my god.
I'm always here for colliding kaiju. Like,
Kaiju.
which might also
Kaiju bugs.
happen in the next 2 weeks. I don't know. Last but not least, Fairy.
Hi, I'm Fairy Zarina. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet as Fairy Zarina, and I'm going to be on a little bit later at like 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, playing Dead by Daylight. If you want to drop by my Twitch, I have 2 kitties. They're on my right. They're Calcifer and Claudia. I named Claudia after the vampire in Interview with a Vampire. She has the exact same personality, by the way. It's awful. And then I
It's
named
awful.
Calcifer. No, like she's sweet and adorable, but she needs me to like carry her around like I'm Louie and I have things to do. Okay.
Because she's baby.
Yeah, she is baby. She is big baby.
Mhm.
And then I have Calcifer who likes to steal my bread and just generally be a teeny tiny fire demon. Especially when I'm
Alright.
trying to clip her nails.
Well, okay, friends. I think with that, we are good to go. Short episode, but boy, was it packed full of a punch. I had a good time, and yeah, everybody wave as we leave. Bye. We love you. Thanks for coming.